suspend the order, because otherwise we don't know what the reasoning of the decision is.
May submit, then let it be fixed tomorrow. That will give us some time to prepare.
No, yes, by all means you're entitled to.
Order which is impugned.
Final order जो उनका है वो
page 54.
जी.
Annexure B2.
जी.
My Lord, Your Lordship wants me to read the entire order or just the operating part?
Whatever you want to read so much of it so we can understand what the controversy was, what the applicable law was, and how it was applied and decided. Now, we leave it to you. You are experienced enough to know what we want.
My Lord, the issues are related to the inter-party elections. They have pointed out different defects.
My Lord, yes.
In the inter-party elections.
My Lord, yes.
This is the main cause of concern of the Election Commission of Pakistan.
Yes, my Lord. My Lord, the brief, if Your Lordship may permit, the brief background of this case is that the last election of this party were held on 19th of June 2017. And according...
Does the law provide for holding of elections?
Yes, my Lord.
If you can keep referring to the applicable law, it will be...
My Lord, yes. The applicable law is, my Lord, the Election Act of 2017.
Section?
And Your Lordship will see initially the powers of the Commission are identified, but if we move on to section 200 onwards, it relates to political parties and constitution and political parties. And the election is then, my Lord, section 208. My Lord, this bundle contains all the statutes.
No, we have the book.
All right. Section 208, the office bearers of a political party at the federal, provincial and local levels, wherever applicable, shall be elected periodically in accordance with the constitution of the political party, provided that a period not exceeding 5 years shall intervene between any two elections. A member of a political party shall, subject to the provisions of the constitution of the political party, be provided with an equal opportunity of contesting election for any political party office. All members of the political party at the federal, provincial and local levels shall constitute the electoral college for election of the party general council at the respective levels. The political party shall publish the updated list of its central office bearers and executive committee members by whatever name called on its website and send the list and any subsequent change in it to the Commission. 5. Where a political party fails to conduct intra-party elections as per given time frame in their constitution, a show-cause notice shall be issued to such a political party, and if the party fails to comply with, then the Commission shall impose fine which may extend to 200,000 rupees but shall not be less than 100,000 rupees. My Lord,
what was the allegation of the Election Commission?
My Lord, Election Commission initially wrote to them saying that according to your constitution, the period of elections is expired, which according to section 5 of their own constitution was 3 years for all of
their constitution.
My Lord, their constitution is, I'll just get them, page 144. Sorry. Page 140, volume 1, and the section is section 5.
Page बताएं, where is it?
Page
124 है आपका part 1 में. देखें जो आपके page.
Sir, relevant portion party elections that begins from page 140.
वो article 5 है.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're impressed. My learned brother has read the file. I am impressed. I have not read it, but he has. Yes, it's page 124. And what
the relevant page is page 140.
140.
Internal party elections.
G.
Elections of the chairman. The chairman of the party, the leader shall be elected by the direct secret ballot of all the members on the registered database of party federal EC. Party Federal Election Commission shall conduct this election. Election of the chairman shall be held 2 years before each scheduled general election in the country. Then, my lord, 5.1.4 is not really relevant because what happens when the chairman's position falls vacant? Then 5.2, the elections for all following offices shall be held every 3 years in the first week of the month of April. So that's the duration. As your lordship just saw.
What is the procedure in the constitution for the appointment of Federal Election Commission of the party?
Yes, my lord.
मुझे नहीं मिला वो मैं उसमें constitution में देख रहा हूँ.
ये क्या चीज है? Federal Election Commission.
The election commission of the party holds elections within the parties, my lord.
नहीं ये I think my lord is referring to 5.1.2.
Yes.
What is that? The Federal Election Commission.
Yes, my lord. That
Party
is there,
Federal.
if your lordship turns to page 182.
क्योंकि उनका इतराज इलेक्शन कमीशन का ये भी है कि ये एक आदमी का कमीशन बना और ये फेडरल इलेक्शन कमीशन नहीं था. ये दिस इज व्हाट द इम्प्यून ऑर्डर सेज इन सम कॉन्टेक्स्ट.
Yes, my lord. And the federal
अपॉइंटमेंट का तरीका नहीं है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में इनके.
My lord, at page 192. 192. An election commission, page 192, my lord. An election commission shall be formed comprising following.
Federal Election Commission.
Federal Election Commission. An election.
Chapter 9.
Yes, my lord.
Page
192.
They use the language of the Constitution.
Yes, my lord.
Of Pakistan. Election Commission.
Yes, my lord. An election.
This is not the Election Commission.
No, my lord. It is the intra-party election commission. An election commission shall be formed comprising following: Federal Election Commissioner, Chief of the Federal Election Commission.
Who was or is the Federal Election Commissioner?
My lord, at that time, it was initially there was one Mr. Jamal Akbar Ansari.
Kya?
Mr. Jamal Akbar Ansari.
Jamal
Akbar Ansari initially, but now
Akbar
Ansari. But thereafter he was replaced, and he was replaced by the respondent number 2, if I am not mistaken.
What's his name?
Mr. Niazullah Khan Niazi.
तो ये 5 लोगों का कमीशन हो गया ना. एक चेयरमैन हो गए, 4 सूबे से हो गए मेंबर.
जी सर. 6 मेंबर्स. 4 सूबों से.
बाकी कौन थे?
मिलोड बाकी 4 तो कोई नहीं.
6 लोग हो गए.
That is one of the issues, my lord, that there were no other 4 persons. There was just this central person.
फेडरल कमीशन 7 लोगों का बनेगा ना इस हिसाब से. एक चेयरमैन होंगे, 4 सूबे होंगे.
इनसे पूछ लें ये सही है?
According to ECP, there was no the other members of the commission were not appointed. That's part of the impugned order.
Is it correct?
Nobody is responding.
ये कोई रिस्पॉन्ड करना चाहेगा? ये फैक्चुअल क्वेरी है. Don't argue the case. Mr. Makhdum Ali Khan says that there was no commission constituted by the political parties. Is this factually correct?
No, incorrect.
So where is the document showing? No, where is the document to show us the? To be honest, I've not read it. So let's read it. You may well be right.
Page 23. It may also be petitioner to mention here that KNN's food which may have been aggrieved of the decision of the tribunal on the point of non-applicability the provisions of section 10(2)(a) of the Act has been impugned the decision of the tribunal by preferring an appeal to this court, and it is the commission that has challenged the decision of the tribunal on that point by filing the appeal. In this regard, we may observe, though the role of the commission under the Act is primarily of a regulatory body, it is a quasi-judicial, as well as some provision, as well under the same provisions of the Act. The provisions of clauses A and D of section 10(2) of the Act, in our view, envisages the quasi-judicial declaring upon the divergent claims and allegations of 2 competing undertakings. And as held by this court in Bahaki Motasib's case, an adjudicatory body deciding a matter in the exercise of a quasi-judicial powers between 2 rival parties under a law cannot be treated as an aggrieved person if its decision is set aside or modified by higher power under the law or by court.
Meeting a quasi-judicial body with a constitutional body.
Sir, statutory body.
Are you? I don't know what your answer is.
There
So first say yes, no, then you
is a
proceed.
distinction between a statutory and a constitutional body. They are all under the law, under the fundamental law.
No, not at all. A constitutional body functions under the Constitution.
Yes.
A statute. Ombudsman is also a statutory body.
Sir, what they are relying upon is the statute and provision of the statute. Sir, for all intents and purposes, they are acting under the Election Act, and that is a statute.
Ansab, this will amount to virtually finishing off a constitution. One thing is you are now on a very technical, hyper-technical argument, for which you have no precedent. The two precedents that you have filed, I'm just thinking aloud, apply to statutory bodies. Here we're dealing with a constitutional body. A constitutional body is altogether different from a statutory body. If the constitutional body do its work, probably they will argue that why is the High Court interfering in the work of a constitutional body? Unless it's something blatantly unconstitutional, I don't know. Whether the forum would be the High Court or the Supreme Court, I don't know. I'm just raising the questions as they come to my mind. But please don't equate a statutory body with a constitutional body. I will not do so.
Sir, the two bodies, statutory body, for all intents and purposes.
चलिए हमने आपका objection note कर लिया. ये बताइए, do you have an exact case on the point of the Election Commission of Pakistan? Because yes, we will consider these submissions, but if you have an actual case, you will further clarify the matter.
The two cases are recent.
वो हमने देख लिया. One is Ombudsman, which is set up under some federal. The other is the case of the Competition Commission, which has also been set up under statute. But you can reserve it. You don't have to respond. So you can continue bolstering your argument when we give you an opportunity. We've heard your original objection. It is not something which immediately appeals to me.
Okay.
I mean, but having said that, I'm open to persuasion. So is that fair enough?
Yes.
So shall we let Mr. Makhdoom Ali? No, shall we let him proceed on facts? And wherever a fact, not the law or his interpretation is wrong, please let us know that this is factually wrong. So let's make some progress.
After completion of arguments, I still reserve the right to take this objection.
By all means. By all means. I mean, yes, it's a very valid, you have every right to take an objection. Ji.
My Lord, if your Lordship permits.
No, but coming back to one factual statement which he made, he said there was no, what is it called?
Federal
Election Commission.
There was no appointment of Federal Election Commission according to your own constitution.
Is this correct or not correct?
We did it according to our constitution as well as in accordance with the requirement under the statute. They both have been met.
Where is the body, that Federal Election
This
Commission?
Only been filed yesterday. We had no notice. We could not file a response. I would have done all that. But can you see the circumstances made to argue this case?
No, Khan Sahab, dekhe na.
On the other,
एक second. Na. This is not. Let's not say I've been taken totally by surprise, because this matter has been taken by you to the High Court, both in intra-court appeal as well as writ jurisdiction, and then you had filed something here which you withdrew well. So it's not something coming surprise. So this is very basic. Their thing is either, I don't know what their plea is, that the elections were not held in accordance with your own constitution. So far, that's what I've understood. Now, surely you know their case. It's not that this is very surprise to me for the first time. So think about it. You can meet it. If you want to file some concise statement, we allow you to do that as well. If it's not already on these pages of documents, you can file a concise statement, or if you want, we can summon the record of the. Continue, Mr. Makhdoom.
My Lord, may I, with your Lordship's leave, briefly draw your Lordship's attention to page 31 of paper book, part 1. Page 31. And I'll immediately thereafter come back to the point.
Page 31.
Ji.
That is the copy of their petition.
Their petition in the High Court. Your Lordship will see the High Court, but has no right to appeal a judgment of the Peshawar High Court. That means that whatever has happened in their case is final.
Why did they array these individuals as part?
My lord, because they were the members and who were complaining that the elections were not held fairly and were not held in accordance with the constitution of the party.
They had filed a complaint with you?
With the election complaint.
Sorry, एक second. Khan साहब क्या कह रहे हैं? Khan साहब, can you just speak in the mic there? Your mic there or mic here?
Yes, sir. What I am submitting, they claim, the election commission is saying that these other respondents are the members of the party. They are not. That's
okay. चलिए इनका कहना है कि they're not members. Can we show us that complaint? Any one complaint?
One of the complainants before your lordship.
Ahmed की दिखा दें.
230 at page 230, part 1 of this paper book.
230.
This was a complaint, my lord, and the context on the next page, if I may, on 231, there's a title summary of electoral fraud. Any elections that allows a level playing field to contestants as detailed above.
नहीं, आपका इसमें membership का कहाँ लिखा है पहले वो बताएं ना कि मतलब how you have claimed to file any right of this complaint.
Well, Lord, the issue of my membership has been in court before the SCP for the ECP says 240.
नाम के नीचे देखें क्या लिखा है आपने. इसमें लिखा है अपने फाउंडिंग मेंबर ऑफ पीटीआई.
जी बिल्कुल.
इसका जवाब इन्होंने दिया.
Islamabad High Court, and on page 487 is an excerpt of that order.
487
पे तो नहीं है.
487
ये मेरी कॉपी में
उर्दू में कुछ लिखा है नहीं.
487 my lord is
एक हाथ के लिखा हुआ है 487 और एक वो है.
Unfortunately, the copy that I have वो इतनी legible नहीं है, तो I seek permission.
ये कौन सा
18/7/2018
इसमें क्या फैसला हुआ है?
जी, इसमें लोकस स्टैंडर्ड का क्वेश्चन एड्रेस हुआ.
स्टैंडर्ड को छोड़िए,
सॉरी मेंबरशिप का, मेरी मेंबरशिप का माजरत. और जो फैसला SECP ECP ने किया था, इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने उसको बरकरार रखा कि मैं मेंबर हूं और इसको दोबारा चैलेंज नहीं किया गया.
ओके ठीक है, चलिए खत्म हो गई बात. अब फिर ECP's डिसीजन. आप वकील हैं या आप क्या हैं इसमें, या पार्टी हैं इसमें?
Chief Election Commissioner PTI.
Is he a party in this?
The party respondent number 2, Lordship.
Respondent number 2, my lord.
Respondent.
नहीं, मगर ये कुछ जरा समझाएं बात. एक दो पोस्ट तो होती हैं, अनअपोज्ड हो जाते हैं लोग. सारे के सारे अनअपोज्ड आ गए. ये पर ये हम इनके लिए सवाल छोड़ रहे हैं खान साहब के लिए. We want to know the venue of the elections, whether all the elections to the federal body as well as the provincial body were also held in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa or they held in the different provinces. The other question, why is the nomenclature being changed from federal election commissioner to chief election commissioner? Why were the results not signed by the others? These are questions which they can have arisen, which they will respond to if you don't have an answer.
My lord, in so far,
now we have a problem,
my lord.
As you may note that there are 2 chief justices from other provinces, and we had held 11:30 as for the Supreme Judicial Council to meet. I don't know what will happen. We may not have time, we may have time before 1:30, but we'll let you know. So please stay. I mean, you can go away, but come back at 1:30 to find out. We may reconvene. I don't know what will happen there. नहीं तो 1:30 तक तो आप फारिग हैं. आपको हम जब उस अपने कोलीग दूसरे बॉडी में कुछ कह नहीं सकता हूँ, हम जमहूरियत पे चलते हैं. तो वो जो फैसला होगा फिर ठीक है. तो बट 1:30 तक आप लोग आजाद हैं. और खान साहब, आप अगर आप जवाब भी तलब कर लें ये जो कुछ सवाल अभी तक उठे हैं. अच्छा, इन द मीन टाइम, is anyone from the election commission here? Officer? Yes. आप ऐसा करें, जो आपकी ओरिजिनल फाइल है.
Yes, sir.
ओरिजिनल केस की फाइल.
जी जी सर.
क्योंकि उसमें क्या फाइलिंग्स हुई थी वो ओरिजिनल फाइल भी ले आइए.
राइट सर.
ठीक है. और अगर कोई साइड वो भी उसको मुलायजा कर सकते हैं. ठीक है.